beautiful people. Well, we have well and thoroughly prayed for our council members at the town Norfolk Council, and we learned something because as we were standing there with flags unfurled waiting for some people to show up, and if you missed us, please head directly now to Port Dover, because that's where we're going. We're going to park in the Elmer, whatever his name is, parking lot, the Parkette, and that's where we're going right now. Debbie's driving, isn't she good? Yeah. Anyway, she's got air conditioning. It's a really warm day. Okay, so what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so as we were standing in the parking lot with flags unfurled, just about to say, recite the breastplate of St. Patrick's, what did we do? We ran into a lady, and I recognized her face from council, and it was Councilman Vandendrishi from the Langton area. And so she asked us with a great smile what we were doing, and we said, we're praying for you. I reached down and I flipped up the, you shouldn't do this, but I'm an old lady, and I guess it's all right. Anyway, I flipped up her card, and I said, oh, you're with council. And I said, we're praying for you right now today, that you make good and wise decisions. And then we had the opportunity to ask her what exactly this meeting was about and how things work. So since we're driving in the car and I'm not doing anything else, let me review what we learned. At this council, they are having a council in committee. I think that's the way they say it. Sorry, I hit the button. Anyway, they're having council in committee, and what that is the way council works here is that when people are elected to council during the municipal election, they volunteer to go on certain committees, which may have to do with finance, it might have to do with parks and recreation, it might have to do with health and all of that. So they sit on committees and they discuss things. And I got to show you this. Oh, wow, that's beautiful. I don't know if you saw that or not, but that's such a beautiful lawn all full of blue flowers. Well, anyway, so that's what they do. And so they sit on their council meetings, or their committee meetings, which are held throughout the month at various times. And then they get together in this council in committee meeting. This is where they bring all of the things that they have discussed in their committees to council, and they talk about things, and they hash things out, as she said, and make decisions. They haven't made final decisions at all, but this is where they are making the decisions. And she said it usually occurs the third week, and then they go, of the month, of course, and then they go into the council meeting where things are pretty well all decided. The agenda has already been set, and then they go through the process of the agenda, which is followed by Robert's Rules of Order, and there might be discussion, and there might be further things, because you might have changed your mind since in between if you've talked to your constituents. So what I got out of this was that if you are a constituent, you ought to be talking to your councilman at all times about everything that bothers you, or in our case, as believers, we should be building them up in the strengths that they have and upholding them in prayer and letting them know that we're upholding them in prayer. And thanking them for their service, and sorry about that. The thing, and petitioning them on the things that are of our concern, so that they can take that to their committee meetings, so that they can take the committee meetings to council, and that's how we have an effect, I believe. Okay, so you don't just show up. Sorry about that. We just ran through a dead zone. Here we are back. So you don't go storming into council meeting and mouth off. You get nothing accomplished that way. What I'm telling you is what was told to me by Councilman Vandendrishi, is that if you want to have an effect, you go to your councillor in between council meetings. You find out what what they're talking about, what issues they're discussing on their various committees. It's easy in Norfolk County to find out what committees your councilmen are on by going to their website and looking at the councilmen and finding which committees they're on because it's published. And so that's what you do. Anyway, so we are now at St. John's Road and 24, and we're headed into Dover. We're going to park at the Park Hyatt. We ought to be there in about 10 minutes or less. And so anyway, we're going to just walk up and down the street there, praying like anything for the people that are there in the markets. So, and for the visitors who will come, because it's it really is not only a fishing town, but it's also a tourist town. So they're coming back, and everybody's getting prepared for that. So anyway, join us if you can, and if you can't, we might see you in Delhi. I don't know where we're going in Delhi because nobody's told me where to go, but we're going to go. Okay, maybe find the post office. All right, we'll talk to you soon. See you. God bless.